welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be all about my March empties. I have a huge bucket here. It is more full than normal because I did not do a February empties. I didn't have a lot, and then all of a sudden for March, I finished up a bunch of products. So I'm gonna be going over all these products today, talking about my thoughts on them, if I would repurchase them. So if that sounds good to you, if you like empty videos, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's just get started talking about these products. I do have a lot here, so I'm just gonna get started. I normally do these just by category to keep it a little bit organized. And if you're curious about any of the makeup that I'm wearing, it is always listed down below. But let's just start with Bodycare. I'm gonna get this out of the way because it's kind of taking up the most room on my desk here. And these I have every single empties, so I don't know what more I can say about them. These are the Bee's Knees Lacquer Meringues. So they're kind of like a whipped body soap. And clearly I love them. I keep them by my kitchen sink, in my shower, everywhere. I have the scents Pear Jelly Bean, which is one of my favorites, Snow Cone, another one of my favorites, and then Bad Apple. This one was okay. I am still trying to get through my stash of these. I don't have too many left, but once I'm through them, it's done. This brand no longer exists. So I'm trying to just get through my stash of soap, and I was luckily able to finish 3 of them. And then for the rest of Bodycare, I have a few soaps here. So they're just small little mini ones, but I was trying to get through my stash. In April, when you're seeing this, I might just be gone from the place that I live for the month. So because of that, I knew that was coming up. I kind of just tried to finish all the things that I had maybe 25% of, which is why there's a lot here. I really just try to get through them. So that way I didn't have a lot of products. I didn't have too much left. But for body wash here, the 3 little samples I have, this is the Kopari Hydrating Body Wash. And I love this. Immediately after I used it, it only had 1 use in it, but it smells so good. I went online to see if I could purchase this, and I will be repurchasing this. It's very beachy, summery, coconutty. If you don't like coconut, you won't like this, but this is like a $20 body wash. I just can't justify that right now when I have so much body wash to get through. I will probably repurchase this though once I get through my stash because I really enjoyed this. It foamed really nicely. Was it anything special for a body wash? No, but I instantly fell in love with it when I tried it though, so I will repurchase it. The next one that I have is the Viktor & Rolf Bon Bon Body Wash. So this just came with the Viktor & Rolf perfume set. During holiday, you know, they always come out with those sets that has the perfume with either a lotion or a body wash. This came with the body wash. I think I only have a mini out. I have too many fragrances. I have some that aren't even on display, and that one is one of the ones that aren't on display. But I did use this. I like the scent. It wasn't bad, but I would never purchase a fragrance-specific body wash. I just don't think that it's gonna do much. And it kind of worries me when there's fragrance in the body wash, using that every day. And I feel like it's a little bit more stripping than nourishing. And then the last thing is the Sweet Spot Unscented Body Wash. And I just use this because it was a sample, but I would never repurchase a product like this. And then the last little miscellaneous body item I have, this is, I don't even know how to describe this. I've had this for so long. I actually picked this up in a pharmacy in Cyprus when I lived there. I was there for 2 years. And this is just like a calf cream. It kind of has like a clove scent to it, clove and cinnamon. And it's supposed to help like relieve muscle ache. So it was just like a very waxy balm that you're supposed to massage onto sore muscles afterwards. I get really sore calves. I have restless leg syndrome. My calves always hurt. So this really did help. I liked it. I wouldn't repurchase it because as you can see, like it just has Greek. This is very specific to Cyprus, maybe Greece. I don't know. I haven't been there, but I would not be able to find this if I wanted to unless I went back. So can't repurchase it, but it was a nice product. I wouldn't say it stood out, but I liked it while I had it. Now, normally I group Nailcare with Bodycare, but I actually have a few Nailcare items that I was able to get through. Again, just kind of finding those things around my house here that just had a little bit left and finishing them up. So I do have a top coat. This is from Vibrant Vinyls. They are a great indie brand for top coat if you're in the market. So this is the Fast and Hard Quick Dry Glossy Top Coat. This is probably my favorite top coat. I have other ones that I've gone through, but this one, as you use it, sometimes a top coat just gets really thick and gloopy. It kind of starts to evaporate and gets thicker as you go through it. This one doesn't do that. It dries super fast. They're all scented. This one was the scent Rainbow Lollipop, and I just love this top coat. This is the one I always go back to whenever I buy top coat, and I think that it's pretty affordable off the top of my head. I want to say it's around $8. So if you're in the market, if you're looking for a good quick dry top coat, it makes a huge difference in your nail game. Look up the one on Vibrant Vinyls. Next thing I have is this acetone antidote. I've talked about this before, so I don't think that many people know this type of product. Basically, acetone is very stripping. When you take off your nail polish, it can dry up your cuticles here. So this is a product that you pour into your acetone to kind of lessen that stripping effect that goes on with your nails when you take it off. So it kind of has just like oils and nurturing properties inside. It's very easy. This one was in the scent Pomegranate, like a pomegranate scent. All you do is you take the little vial, you pour it into your bottle of acetone, and that's it. Shake it up, and it's just gonna help not have the acetone be as stripping on your skin. I did go through a whole bottle of this. Now that I know about this product, could never use acetone without just a antidote in it. I love those kinds of products. I also recommend, I'll have all these products linked down below as well. So check out this brand. This is Baroness X, and I really like them for their antidotes for acetone. So check them out down below. And then cuticle care, I have the Bee's Knees Lacquer. This was just a cuticle butter. I like this. This is actually my favorite kind of cuticle butter. It sinks into the skin very quickly. It doesn't like leave a film on your skin, and it's really nourishing. I like this cuticle butter a lot. I don't like cuticle butters that are just a glorified hand cream. I'd rather just use a hand cream in that case. This stands out as being specific to your cuticles. I have a ton of these to go through, so I will continue to go through them. And then I also just have a straight up nail oil, also from Bee's Knees Lacquer. And this is a rollerball style of applicator. So you kind of just put your fingers like this, roll it. There's still like a little bit left in there. And then you'll go through like this and just rub it on your cuticles. This is okay. I like the cuticle butter better than an oil. The oil just doesn't sink in as fast. So I feel like my hands get kind of slippery. It does hydrate. It's really nice. I'm not a fan of this rollerball type of applicator. I find it kind of awkward to use, but I'm gonna use up what I have. I don't want those to go to waste. I just wouldn't personally purchase a rollerball applicator. Again, I don't like the way that applies. And then the last thing in nail care is this Patchology Warm Up Perfect 10 Self-Warming Hand and Cuticle Mask. This was just like gloves, and then it had moisturizer inside, and you put it on your hands, wait 10 minutes, and it's supposed to be like an intensive treatment for your hands. Kind of gimmicky. I got this probably from Ulta at some point when they just put sample packs in there. I wouldn't repurchase it. I think, as I mentioned, it's kind of gimmicky. It was nice while I used it, but I don't like having everything tied up. Like, you can't do anything while you just have these on your hands. Like, you just kind of sit there and wait 10 minutes while there's something on your hands and you can't do anything. So not a fan of that, but that's gonna complete all my body care and nail care. Let's now do fragrance and makeup. Fragrance first. So I have 3 little sample vials here. I've really made a huge dent on my sample vials. I'm so proud of myself for just getting through these, and then I can finally start to focus on my full size. These are all ones that I got from recent purchases. So the first one is the Givenchy Irrésistible, and this is the Rose Velvet specific. I do have the Givenchy Irrésistible, just the original, but the Rose one came when I purchased the concealer that I did a review on. I can link that video up above. And this was nice, but I wouldn't purchase it only because I have the original. There's no need to get a second one. It's not like a top favorite perfume. I like it. Obviously, I purchased it, but not enough to have like multiple versions like I do with the J'adore. The second one I got when I made a Sephora purchase. This is the Replica On a Date, and I actually really like this one. I recently was in a department store and kind of was just going through the Replica line. I have the Beach Walk. You can see that one right there. That one's my top favorite Replica perfume. They just came out with this On a Date, and this might be the second one that I buy. I don't really love all the other ones. I know By the Fireplace is a very popular one. I don't really love those warm and spicy scents too much. It's not one that I gravitate towards, but this one was kind of like an in-between of a fragrance that I like a more fresh floral fragrance while still having like a little bit tiptoeing into that warm and spicy. So I like that kind of gives me that element. This is on my list to buy, just not anything urgent. And the last one I have is the Atelier Cologne Vanilla Intense. I know this is a super popular cult classic. I heard though that they aren't going to be selling this anymore. I'm not sure. If you know, let me know down below in the comments. But I've had multiple samples of these, and I don't really like this as much. I do like vanilla scents, but there's something about this. I don't really understand what the hype is about. I wouldn't purchase it even if I was able to. So that's all of fragrance, and I'm gonna go over makeup now really quick. I only have 2 things here, but I'm proud of them. I don't always have makeup empties. These are just staple products for brows though. So the first one I have is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This is the first time that I've tried this brow product. I used to use the Gimme Brow. That was kind of my go-to and the one I would always repurchase. So because I was always repurchasing that one, I never tried the brow setter. And I think that I've officially switched over. This is just more of a clear brow gel, where the Gimme Brow kind of is supposed to give like a fibrous look and it's tinted. I like that this is clear. It holds really well. So I'm going to continue to purchase this instead of the Gimme Brow. And then the second makeup product is the ColourPop Feather Effect Brow Pen. Also my first time trying like a kind of pen style applicator for brows, and I was not a fan. First of all, like it's coming out like a little bit with product now. What shade do I have? Some kind of brown, medium brown, but it just, every time I used it, it would dry out. I'm not even 100% convinced this is empty because I didn't use it that long, but I would do one brow, it would be fine. I'd get to the second brow and it seemed like there'd just be no more ink in the pen. So I just called it empty, but now like it's coming out on my hand. So it's clearly not empty. There's not enough product in the pen tip to last through both brows. So I wouldn't purchase this. It might be a ColourPop problem. I do want to try the Urban Decay, I think came out with one. So I might try that one out just to see the feather effect, but I don't know if this is really a product for me. The last and always biggest category is skincare. So let's just start with cleanser. I have 2 cleansers here, a full size and a small one. The first one is the Clarisonic Radiance Foaming Milk Cleanser. I finally used this up. I got it when I bought my Clarisonic, and I kind of just been putting it off. And now that Clarisonic is no more, I was like, maybe I should use this before it just goes bad. And I hate to say it, but this is a nice cleanser. I prefer like a more milky foaming cleanser. The problem that I always find is sometimes there's still stripping. This was not stripping. This was a great cleanser. I'm gonna just maybe check and see if they still sell it. I doubt it, but I'm gonna at least look because this is a cleanser I would repurchase. I liked it a lot. And then a sample cleanser I went through. This is the Peter Thomas Roth Anti-Aging Cleansing Gel. This has like an orange gel in it, and I don't like gel cleansers. They're fine, like I'll use them. Luckily, I don't have sensitive skin, so I can get away with using some of these products without them breaking me out. It was okay, just this felt stripping, especially I used it after finishing this Clarisonic one. So in comparison, the Clarisonic was so much better than this one. Gel cleansers just feel more stripping to me, and that's why I don't prefer them. I could see why this is a popular cleanser for maybe people with oily skin, but for me, it does nothing. I wouldn't repurchase it. Some miscellaneous items. This is the CNC Clean and Clear So Wiped facial wipes, some makeup wipes. I don't purchase makeup wipes. Any of the makeup wipes you see in my empties, I get for free. So this was fine. I use these wipes to take off swatches. I don't use them on my face, so wouldn't repurchase them, but I did use them. I have this Kors. This was the Wild Rose Vitamin C Active Brightening Oil. Gosh, this took me forever to get through. I usually like vitamin C oils. Vitamin C gets along really great with my skin, but I was not in love with this. It looks pretty because it has like the rose petals at the bottom, kind of like that fresh toner, but it's kind of just a pain in the ass is what it comes down to, because you have to make sure you don't get any of those chunks on your face. So I used like about half of it. It was one of those things that kind of just sat in my medicine cabinet waiting to be used. And I was like, okay, I'm going to finish it up so I don't have to throw it away. And it's just okay. I would not repurchase this. There's a lot of other facial oils I just prefer. And then I also went through a sunscreen. This took me forever, and I use sunscreen every single day. So this is the Dr. Dennis Gross Physical Lightweight Wrinkle Defense SPF 30. This was a good sunscreen. I actually really like the sunscreen. The problem that I have with this sunscreen, because I have a problem with everything, is the applicator. This, you can tell just by the way that the bottle is shaped. I had a hard time every single time that I try to get product out of this. The product is too thick and the nozzle is too small. So I would have to squeeze it. Let's see if I can get any out. I'd have to really squeeze it to get product out. And it almost kind of hurt my fingers every single time to get product out. I don't have arthritis or anything like that. Like, I'm fairly young, so it should not be painful to get sunscreen out of this tube. I would repurchase it if they changed the packaging, but based off the packaging alone, I can't. I would not repurchase this. Now, going into serums, I have quite a few. One full-size, two full-size ones, and three full-size ones, and then some samples. The first one is the Ordinary, and this is the Buffet Peptide Serum. You know, I've had this maybe like 3 months in my just skincare section in my medicine cabinet, and this is okay. This is a pretty popular one from the Ordinary, but there's other ones that I just like better than this. I didn't really notice a difference with the peptide serum using this. I didn't use it every single day. I used it maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and I didn't use it AM and PM like it says on the instructions. So maybe that's why I didn't see too many effects from it. I just really like the Youth to the People caffeine serum that I talked about a couple months ago in my empties, and that one's just winning top tier for serums, so I wouldn't repurchase this even though it is inexpensive. And then let's just go through, this was the other one, the other like kind of serum-y product that I used in conjunction. This is the Inky List Retinol, so I would use the Ordinary in the morning and then this at night, not every single day, 2 or 3 times a week. And no, I don't like this. I know that the Inky List is inexpensive, kind of like the Ordinary, so I wish that I did, but I didn't notice results to this. I used to use, before this, I used up the Medicate Retinol, and that just works so much better. I hate to say it, but I just feel like this is one of those things where the money you put into it makes a difference. Medicate's a little bit more expensive for retinol, but I would rather spend more money and see results than spend less money and just not feel like I'm doing anything to my skin. So I wouldn't repurchase that. And then the rest of these are kind of mask, and then I have moisturizer. Let's just get this out of the way because I feel like it's gonna leak. This is the Lancome Advanced Genifique HydroGel Melting Mask. These are really nice. I actually did purchase this. I got these in a few samples from Ulta, and I liked them so much I ended up purchasing a pack during holiday, I think, when they went on sale. And while these are very, very expensive, I will only purchase these if they were on sale. They do a really good job, and I don't like sheet masks typically. It's just like the hand mask. I feel like I'm just sitting there doing nothing, and I don't like not being able to do something. I'm usually always multitasking. The point is, even though I don't like sheet masks, I make a point to use these because I do notice a difference on my skin. They have the Genifique HydroGel melting mask, and then they also have one that comes in like a purple pack. I'll pop up a photo. I actually do prefer that one more than this one, but that one's always out of stock. I can never find it. I even signed up for notifications on Ulta when it comes back in stock. And when I get the email, by the time I get to Ulta, it's sold out again. So that's clearly a popular product. I really like that one over this, but for now, I'll stick to this one. A few more masks that I went through here. So these two. The first one is the Juice Beauty Prebiotic. This was a instant flash facial. This was very similar to the Drunk Elephant baby facial, the one with the pink lid. And this is potent. Like I mentioned earlier, my skin is not very sensitive. This you're supposed to leave on for a few minutes here, and I ended up taking it off like after 90 seconds. It stung a lot. I wouldn't repurchase it just because of that. I feel like I have a good tolerance when it comes to using, you know, an AHA, a BHA peel, but this was just too much. This was too much for me. I didn't need that much. There's other just kind of masks that do the same thing better than that one. So just beware if you have this in samples, because I think I had like a few of these in my samples. This is just strong, very strong. I would not recommend it. Even if I get more samples of that, I probably won't even use them. I'll pass them on. The other just little sample I have, this is the Exuviance Detox Mud Mask. So I actually really like this. I got like 2 or 3 masks out of this, and I would repurchase this. Exuviance, I have been liking their products. There's been like a few other samples that I've gotten. There's been like the brightening pads. I really liked those. This I really like. Their brand intrigues me a little bit. I kind of want to dive deeper into what they offer for skincare. I saw the Ulta Beauty 21 Days of Beauty just ended, and there was some Exuviance products that I really wanted to pick up, but I'm on a no buy. I'm not picking anything up from Ulta, especially because it doesn't ship here to where I am. I'd have to send it to my sister, and who knows when I would get it. So I decided to skip out on that, but I do plan on just getting more things from Exuviance, and I really like this mud mask. It was really nice. Would I say it's anything more special than other mud masks? No, but if I had like a lineup of mud masks, this would be the one I would probably pick. And then the last little mask item I have, the thing I am most proud of, look at the size of this. This is 5 ounces, 5 ounces. And this is the Peter Thomas Roth Rose Stem Cell Bio Repair Gel Mask. Clearly, this took me just forever to get through. I can't even tell you how long it took me to get through. I would use this religiously. Usually if I use any kind of resurfacing mask or exfoliating product, I would usually go through with this afterwards because it provided so much hydration to my skin. I really like this mask. This is just too big of a jar for me though. I'm only gonna purchase like the little mini sets from Peter Thomas Roth in the future because I really had to focus on getting through this before it went bad. And like, I mean, this is busted. Like it cracked even. I don't know how it cracked, maybe from twisting it too tight. I just have a hard time believing that you can get through this product, even if you were to use it the recommended 2 to 3 times a week within the shelf life that they put on this jar. So I do like this product. I would repurchase it, just not this size. I can't with the size. Not too much to go through. Let's just get through these. These are 2 mini Laneige sleeping masks. I have green apple and vanilla. This came in a holiday set and I decided to just finally finish them up. They were unopened. The minis are so much better than the full size. I still have like 10% left of my full size. I am trying to get through it, but I needed a break from it. I've just been trying to get through that thing for, it feels like a year. I don't know how people go through that product so fast, but I cannot seem to get through the full size. If I had the choice, I would just continue to buy these minis. I like them better. I can keep them more around my house. Like, I don't want to have a full size that already takes me 6 months to go through by my bedside, by my desk, etc. I would rather just have like little minis that I could have around the house. So I did finish both of these. I'm hoping to be finished with the full size soon, but I'll just have to wait and see. Now, next up is eye cream. I have two here. They're both the same. This is the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado, 2 samples. So I made a decision with my samples in that if I have multiple, like I do with this, I'm going to get through all of the samples before I talk about them. Because what I was noticing sometimes with my samples, to just go on a tangent, I'd finish up one, talk about it in my empties, and then a couple months later, talk about it again, and it just felt really redundant. So now when I go through my samples for cleanser, moisturizer, etc., I pull the exact same product out, and I'm not gonna talk about them until I get through all of them. It also just helps me kind of finalize my thoughts on the product. Like, for example, I'm looking at my empties that I'm still going through. I have like 4 Elemis moisturizers, and I went through one of them. I put it in my empties bin, but I put it aside. I'm just not going to talk about that until I get through all 4, and then I really have a solid just understanding on the product. So that's what I'm going to be doing going forward. For this eye cream, I hated it. You know, it was actually tough to finish both of these. Luckily, they were samples. There's something weird about this. I want to say it doesn't work well with all products, but even if I had no product on my skin, it doesn't work well. There's something about this that it feels silicone-y putting it on your skin. That's the best way I could describe it. It didn't ever feel like it sunk into my skin. It always just felt like it was sitting on top of my skin. The best way that I figured out to apply this is to really like warm it up in my fingers and then kind of rub it into my skin. Then it kind of felt like it was hydrating a little bit more, but if I just put some on my fingers, went in under my eye, it just felt like it sat on top. It didn't matter. At first I thought that it was the serum that I was using, but no, it wasn't. It just sat on top of anything, even bare skin. I think that it just doesn't work well with water. It's kind of like a oil water situation. So if I was coming out of the shower and applying it after I'd been in the shower, because my skin was just a little bit damp, it would just slide on top. I don't like this. It's very weird because this is not a gel or anything where you would think it would be silicone-y. It's a very creamy, it looks creamy in the jar. Obviously it's empty now, but it's like a white, thick kind of, I mean, it's green, it has avocado, it's not white, but if it didn't have avocado, it would be white, creamy moisturizer that looks like it's supposed to be ultra hydrating. It was not. I would not repurchase this. This is like bottom of the barrel for eye creams. I absolutely hated it. And then for regular moisturizers, I actually have 2 full sizes. I'm pretty happy that I'm also just not sticking to samples and sticking to some of my full sizes because those also need to get used before they go bad. I do have one little sample here, and this is the Guerlain Day Cream. I got this when I purchased the Guerlain foundation that I reviewed on my channel. I'll link that video up above. So I'm trying to, once I just get it in, use it so that way it doesn't stay in my stash of samples. This is nice. This actually is pretty nice. See why this is a cult classic product. This is their Abe cream, which is like their B line. It's nice. It really did feel very moisturizing. It's very, very expensive, so I wouldn't purchase it for that reason until maybe I got through some of my stash of moisturizers. But I could see myself picking this up in the future if it was on sale. I don't know if I could pay full price for it. I'm pretty sure it's like an $80, $90 moisturizer. And then the full-size ones I went through, I had a day moisturizer and then a night moisturizer. The day one is the Fresh Lotus Youth Preserve Radiance Lotion with Super 7 Complex. This was okay. It looks like there's still product in there, but nothing else pumps out. It's one of those, you know, where it rises as you pump it. So there's nothing in here. Nothing's coming out. I did like this. It's a little bit thinner than maybe I wanted for a day cream. And I'm just coming to terms with the fact that I don't really like fresh products. That seems, I don't know, it doesn't seem okay to say because I know a lot of people love fresh products. There's something about the scent of these though, I just really don't like. It smells like feet to me. Every single fresh product that I've tried has the same underlying smell of just feet. So it was a nice moisturizer as long as I held my breath. It was good, but I can't get over the scent. I'm not someone who's very sensitive to scents, but this just, I can't do it with the scent. I can't do it. Other than that, nice product. If you don't mind the scent of it, I would repurchase it if it didn't have the scent thing, but because of that, it's just a no-go. The night cream that I used is the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream. And this has also kind of like that air suction, but instead you pump it. I talked about this with my Kate Somerville cream because it has very similar packaging. I don't love this type of packaging when it's not clear because you can't see when you're almost done with it. Just one day, nothing else comes out. It's a very heavy product, so it's not like you can tell, you know, this is light. Like I could tell when it was getting near the end, but because this is such a heavy component, you can't tell when you're getting towards the end. That's really just nitpicky of me, but I'd like to know when I'm almost out of the product. So if I'm not someone who has just like a hoard of skincare, I could buy a backup. You can't do that with this. Other than that, the product is nice. You know, I feel like for a while, Drunk Elephant was all anyone was ever talking about. And now that it's been like a couple years since the brand came out, I just feel like it's an overhyped cream. For the price, there's other moisturizers I would prefer over this one. I like the Kate Somerville more than this. It's maybe a little bit more expensive, but worth it in my opinion. This is still pretty expensive for a night cream, so I wouldn't repurchase this. I have like a few samples of this I need to get through eventually, and I will. I don't hate it. I do see a difference in my skin. It's just at the same time, like nothing about it makes me want to repurchase it. One last thing to talk about is this makeup remover. So this is the L'Occitane en Provence Oil to Milk Cleanser. I use this as like a step one to remove my makeup before going into double cleanse. I didn't think I'd like this. I had this. I usually prefer more of a cleansing balm versus a cleansing oil. This may have changed my mind. First of all, it lasted me 4 months. You only need like one pump of this. I love that it has the pump because you can really just portion out how much you need for the day. One pump covered my entire face, took off all my makeup. It was great. I'm talking about the pump because the first cleansing oil that I tried was the Biossance, and that just has like a pour bottle, and that you use like way too much. So this is just thicker than the Biossance. The Biossance is also very, very thin and runny, and I think that's why I kind of just wrote off cleansing oils. This is just like thick. It is an oil to milk cleanser. I think that's really great. It's like a thick oil and it foams and it turns creamy and white. I really, really liked this. I bought this on Amazon Prime Day. I think that I saw this and I was like, okay, I need a makeup remover. I actually don't have too much of a backup of makeup removers, and I would repurchase this. I could see this being my number one makeup cleanser just to remove makeup as a first step. I think it was great. It says that it's for all skin types, even sensitive. I could put this on my eyes. It didn't burn. It didn't do anything like that. I really enjoyed that product. I wouldn't say it's a affordable cleanser by any means, but I wouldn't say it's expensive like Drunk Elephant or anything like that. I would say it's a mid-tier oil cleanser, but totally worth it. Totally worth it. Probably, I'm trying to think, like this is top products that I used for these last few months out of all of them. I really just used every last drop of this. I can't get enough of this cleanser. I will, of course, be repurchasing it, and it'll probably just be my cleanser overall. Right now, I'm going through my Elemis ones, and the Elemis is nice. I'll talk about that, obviously, when I finish it, but I think I like this more. So I've now switched over from cleansing balm team to cleansing oil team. That wraps up these empties though. I know that this was more of a longer video only because I had February and March to get through. There's a lot of things. I'm excited to continue going. These videos are really motivating for me to just get through my products and make sure that I use them. It kind of takes the laziness away when I'm like, I don't really feel like doing a mask. I force myself to because I want to put it in my empties. So let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. Have you tried any of these products? Do you have similar thoughts as me? Are you also just trying to stop being that person that hoards and hoards products? Because I am trying to be that person, and it would be nice if we could just commiserate together on trying to change our patterns and ways of how we just keep and store makeup and get through our products together. So let me know down below in the comments. That's where I'm going to leave you all though. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.